Welcome back, investors, to Ticker Time News. I'm Adam, and the stock market ended a decent week on a shaky note. The Nasdaq finished just below the flat line, down 0.2%, while the Dow was up 0.4% and the S&P 500 was up 0.5%. They finished higher. The Russell 2000 was up 0.1% on the day, helping to narrow this week's loss to 0.4%. Equities climbed right out of the gate, allowing the S&P 500 to touch its best level in almost 6 weeks. And if we look on the stock chart right here, we can see our target, the top yellow box, shooting for 45.80 to 45.90 as our target. This is where the S&P 500 is marching towards. When we get there, we will have stiff resistance. And right now, the 200-day since last Friday, actually, this whole week, the 200-day moving average has been acting as a support area to help get that S&P 500 moving higher. While the Nasdaq underperformed from the start after showing relative strength earlier this week. The market ran into resistance about an hour after the open today as treasuries widened this week's losses. The selling in treasuries accelerated after a research note released by Citigroup called for 4 consecutive 50 basis point rate hikes, followed by 2 25 basis point hikes. Treasuries retreated to fresh lows for the year, with the 10-year ending the day at 2.49%, the highest level since early May 2019. The 10-year was up 15 basis points for the day, which is a big move, and up 34 basis points for the week, another big move. Higher yields put renewed pressure on growth stocks today as the prospect of higher interest rates threatens to undermine the valuations of many tech companies, in particular, those profits that lie further in the future. This resulted in the midday underperformance in the Nasdaq in sectors like technology, down 0.1%, and consumer discretionary also down 0.1%. Meanwhile, the remaining 9 groups in the S&P 500 sectors finished the day in positive territory. Even with today's loss, the technology sector ended the week ahead of the broader market with a gain of 2.3%. NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA, they finished today down 1.6%, and they were among today's laggers, but yesterday was a really big move, but it pulled back from yesterday's surge to its highest level since mid-January. Now, home builders on the flip side, like KB Homes, and we have a video coming out on KB Homes over the weekend. Boy, oh boy, did they get hurt. Home builders and improvement store names, they weighed on the discretionary sector as the ongoing weakness in treasuries sets the stage for higher mortgage rates. Now, in my KB Homes video, I'm going also in on what the housing market is doing, and it's not looking good. There are many signs pointing to a slowdown in the housing market is just at the beginning stages. Now, the iShares Dow Jones U.S. Construction ETF, the ticker symbol is ITB. That finished down 1.4% today. It retreated for the 3rd consecutive day, falling towards its February lows of 60.02. Now, on the upside, 5 sectors gained at least 1%, with energy up 2.3%, spending the bulk of the session in the lead, even with crude oil trading lower this morning. However, WTI crude turned positive amid reports of an attack on a Saudi Arabian oil field. Now, there were more talks about another release from the strategic reserves, while Chevron, ticker symbol is CVX, they were up 1.8% today, They received clearance to resume operations in Venezuela. Now, WTC crude climbed 2.3% to $113.83 a barrel, gaining 10.5% for the week. Energy was followed up by the utility sector, up 1.5%, which benefited from the market's shaky showing. while financials up 1.3% outperformed as the 10-year jumped to above 2.5%. And real estate up 1.2%, it bounced after lagging earlier this week. Now, the materials sector up 1.1% finished near the middle of the pack, masking this week's relative strength that it has seen. The group gained 1.4% for the week, with fertilizer producers Mosaic, ticker symbol MOS, which was up 4% today, and CF Industries, ticker symbol is CF. They were up 2.9% today, powering to fresh 52-week highs, along with Steelmaker, which we mentioned them yesterday, Nucor, ticker symbol NUE. They were up 2.7% today too, much like yesterday's action. On the economic data front, pending home sales, they fell in February 4.1% after decreasing to a revised lower 5.8% fall in January, showing another data point that the housing market is starting to slow. Now, the final March reading for the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index checked in at 59.4. Rising inflation is eating away at consumer sentiment. As consumers, they totally recognize their standard of living has been reduced because of the income not keeping up with inflation. Notably, it was indicated in the report that 32% of consumers expect their overall financial position to actually worsen in the year ahead. That's not good news. And it's the highest level since the survey started in the mid 1940s. Ladies and gentlemen, the economy is slowing, and investors are starting to assess whether increasing inflation and higher interest rates would drag the U.S. economy into a recession. All right, here's where we stand year to date. The Dow Jones is down 4.1% year to date. The S&P 500 down 4.7% year to date. Russell 2000 down 7.5% year to date. And the Nasdaq out of correction territory down 9.4% year to date. Okay, watch out for upcoming videos on KB Homes and the housing market, and deep dives on Winnebago and ZipRecruiter's earnings reports from earlier this week, and Netflix buying another game development studio, and of course, our Catalyst Watch video that drops every Sunday evening to prepare you for the week ahead. Smash that like button, share this video, and beat the market with us by clicking the first link in the description. And if it's your first time watching, click subscribe. For Ticker Time News, I'm Adam. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.